Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time watching me, hi, my name is Natalie and I have curly hair. I mean, by the title of this video, you probably should know that already, but I'm just gonna say it again. Although it looks like I don't have curly hair at the moment, it is quite frizzy and I need to do my curly hair routine. So I was like, okay, why not also make a YouTube video teaching other people things that I may not have known about curly hair. So in this video, I'm gonna teach you guys things that I wish I knew about my curly hair and also about curly hair products, and how to actually perfect your curly hair routine, because a lot of times you don't need a bunch of products. And I actually just found this out, but I don't need to use a curl cream because of this one thing that I learned. I have not touched my hair in 2 days. It's literally looked like this for 2 days straight, but that's only because I haven't really gone out, which I know it's probably bad and doesn't really sound good. I promise I'm not lonely, but first thing first is you want to get a continuous sprayer. Now this is actually like
a game changer
because when you press the handle, it just continues spraying, which is so helpful. Instead of getting like one of those like sprayers that like you have to keep like pressing it for it to like keep like spraying water. If you guys know what I mean, I'll put a picture up on what sprayer I'm talking about, but it's like one of the old ones. But this one was a complete game changer. When I was starting out my curly hair journey, I would see all these girls use it and I'm like, I need to buy one. So I will have a link in my bio to one of these sprayers, but they are so helpful when it comes to doing your curly hair. But when you are wetting your hair, you want to notice one thing. So if you can see, the water tends to bead up on my hair. This means that I have low porosity hair. The hair cuticle has trouble absorbing the water, so it kind of just tends to sit on my hair like this. You're probably wondering like, Natalie, okay, why does that even matter? Well, it matters because it's super important on telling you what products you need to be using. When you first start getting into your curly hair routine, you tend to just use whatever products like people tell you to use, and you might see results within like the first week or within the first couple of days. But then after that, you start noticing that your hair is not the same every single time, and that is completely normal. Your hair is not supposed to be the same like result every time you do your curly hair routine, so you don't need to be perfect all the time. That's not what I'm saying. But if you notice that your hair tends to get weighed down easily and it just looks like limp, like I don't know like the word for it, but it just looks oily and like the curls just aren't like giving volume or bouncy, and you probably have low porosity curly hair and you're probably using the wrong products for it. I'm gonna put a towel under my hair just so my shirt doesn't get wet, because I absolutely hate when my shirt gets wet. So when you have low porosity hair, you want to try to avoid heavy creams and oils because that tends to weigh your hair down. And like I had mentioned before, if the hair is having trouble absorbing the water, that can basically tell you what the product does whenever you apply it to your hair. It's basically just gonna sit on your hair, and that's why it acts limp. It's only absorbing what it can from the product because it has trouble doing so. So what you want to start doing is you want to start applying more like gels and mousses, more water-like consistency to your hair, and that will honestly give you that bouncy, beautiful look that you are trying to go for. Really, the worst part of a hair routine is wetting your hair. Like, this is the last thing I want to be doing in the morning. So far we've talked about your porosity level, and that will basically guide you into what products you need to be using. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and attach a mic to my shirt just so you guys can maybe hear me better. Also, I feel like another thing that is important is the type of brush that you use. I used to use your regular schmegular hairbrush that was like used for all different hair until I realized that my hair started getting a lot of breakage and that it really wasn't helping me. So I started using a wide tooth comb, and this helps so much. I feel like I see less hair loss as well. It's also just a lot better for curly hair because you have a lot of different curl patterns on your head, and I feel like this just kind of like tends to like loosen that pattern up a little bit, but also not disrupt it completely. Also, hair loss is completely normal with curly hair. The only part that isn't normal is if you're experiencing like a lot of hair loss, like you are, like your hair is literally coming out in clumps. So let's get into the products that I'll be using on my curly hair. The first one, and this is honestly just a staple for any curly hair routine, but it's gonna be a leave-in conditioner. This is the one that I've been currently loving. It's by Redken. It's their acidic bonding concentrate line. It is so good. It makes my hair just so soft and bouncy. Just go ahead and get just a little bit of product because my hair is not super thick. And I feel like that's also important. Like if you have super thick hair, you do want to be applying more product. But if you just have like thin hair, like my hair isn't super thin, but it's definitely not like thick. So I would say it's like medium. When I first started doing my curly hair routine, I had no idea what I was doing, y'all. When like I was starting to wear my curly hair more because I realized how damaged my hair was getting. Your girl was using an oil. Like I was using just a leave-in hair oil treatment. Like imagine what that did for my hair. But my hair was like so damaged to the point where it wanted to be curly, so it was just like super curly when I first started wearing it. After applying the leave-in conditioner, this is the part where you want to apply the mousse. My favorite all-time mousse, and I've tried a bunch, is this one by Aussie. I just really like the way it applies onto my hair, and it is super affordable too. You can literally just go into Walmart and Target and find this exact product for I think like less than $5. So you always have to shake the mousse before you apply it, or else it'll just be like super watery when you try to use it. So I'm just gonna go ahead and use like this much, not a lot, and then just run it through your hands like this. And you want to just go ahead and apply it to your roots because mousse volumizes your hair, and that's exactly what you want. You want to add as much volume as you can because one thing I don't like is flat curly hair. Personally, I don't like it on me, but I know some girls can absolutely rock that look. I just like the big bouncy fluffy hair look. Just gonna flip my hair to the side and apply it to the back of my hair as well, or back of my head. And then you can just shake your hair like this as well to just like amplify the volume. Like you just want as much volume in your hair as possible. After the mousse, you can go ahead and use a gel. Now, if you notice a pattern, these products are like very airy and watery, and that's exactly what you want for your hair. Now, if you have high porosity hair, you can obviously still apply mousse. It honestly just depends on your thickness as well. I know people who have thicker curly hair, you probably don't want to be using a mousse. You want to just stick to using a curl cream and a gel, and obviously a leave-in conditioner. All right, so this is actually my favorite curly hair gel. It is the Olaplex number 10 Bond Shaper. I really like Olaplex products. They were amazing to me when I was trying to repair my damaged hair. And I feel like this was one of the reasons why my hair looks the way it is now, because I was using their products and they helped a ton. But I'm actually going to be using the Cake Curlfriend mousse to gel, or gel to mousse. But I'm not going to be using the gel only because I do enjoy using this product. But if you don't have this one, then just go ahead and use a gel. It honestly just doesn't really matter. This one is so cool because it like turns into foam, and then it has like enough hold for it to still define your curls like a ton. So that's what I like doing, is I like to just apply it to my mids and ends. I always feel like the front of my hair looks a lot better than the back because I feel like I just don't apply as much product in the back. Literally the back of my hair is none of my business. This is just an extra step that you can take, but I like using the defining brush. It honestly defines my like waves and curls a lot more. Obviously, this is completely optional. I know this brush is a little bit on the pricier side, but it really does help to define your curls a little bit more. Sometimes I don't really want that defined curl look, and I do like to go in with just the white tooth comb and kind of just like brush my hair out like this. Also, I enjoy a middle part. As you guys can see, that's a pretty harsh middle part. I know there's a lot of controversy going around, like, oh, curly girls should not have middle parts. Like, try a no part hairstyle. Personally, I tried it. It wasn't really for me. So I'm just gonna stick with my good old middle part look, and yeah. All right, so just continue brushing your hair down. I also feel like it does kind of matter like your wave pattern. If you have more waves and curls, a wide tooth comb is going to be your best friend. And I do highly recommend anyone who has 2C3 hair to use a wide tooth comb. But obviously if you have more of a tighter curl pattern, you do want to try to go in with the bounce curl brush because it will help to define your curls a lot more. I'm just going to continue brushing like my whole head of hair, and to kind of avoid my roots from being flat, I usually like put the comb in and like brush it out like that, and it helps a lot. And then you want to go in and kind of scrunch and then do the same thing on this side. All right, and that is all the product that I'm going to be using. Obviously my shirt is severely wet. You can go in and kind of like scrunch any like excess water or hair out before you go in and diffuse. After you do that step, now you are finally ready to diffuse. You can diffuse or air dry. It honestly is just personal preference at that point. I like to go in with the Shark diffuser, this bad boy right here, but before I got this one, I just ended up using a regular hair dryer and a diffuser attachment. So It doesn't really matter. I think they kind of all just work the same. When I diffuse, I usually just like to hover my hair like this. I personally don't like the cupping method. I feel like that kind of messes with the curl pattern of the hair, and it doesn't really like, it just creates more frizz because the air is like blowing up. And so your hair kind of like tends to like form downwards. So it doesn't make sense to like put the diffuser up and the hair is just blowing everything up. You know what I mean? I usually just like to go in like this, and then when I want more volume, I usually like to go that and like that, and then I'll usually like go in like this. And then obviously when my hair gets more dry, I usually like to flip my hair on the other side and kind of like go in like that. So while you are diffusing your curly hair, you do want to just keep touching it and trying to see if it's like dry or not. If it is still wet, you want to just go in with a diffuser. Don't scrunch it out or else you're going to create just more frizz. So right now my hair is still a little bit wet, so I'm just going to go ahead and diffuse it a little bit more. So this is what my hair is looking like after it is fully diffused. Now I have not scrunched out the crunch yet. So that's typically like a term that a lot of people online usually use, is that like after you use gel and mousse, it usually leaves your hair like a little bit crunchy. So you just have to go in and kind of like scrunch it. A lot of people like to use oil in this step just to make their hair a little bit more shiny, but I don't really use oil. Sometimes I kind of just skip out on it because I am a little bit lazy. Usually I just like to shake my hair at the roots like this, and then that will kind of like break that gel cast a little bit. Because I find that whenever I go in and try to scrunch my hair like this, it leaves like the curls like a little bit messed up. So whenever I go in at the roots, it just keeps that curl pattern a little bit better. So just go ahead and like shake your scalp, and it should honestly just do the trick. So this is the final result of the curl routine. My hair is still curly at the ends, but it is still voluminous at the top. In regards to a haircut, I haven't gotten my hair professionally cut in like literally years. I cut my own hair at home, and I know that sounds so scary, but I usually just give myself like little trims here and there at the ends because I am focusing on length more than I am on like volume or anything. So I really just want my hair to grow as long as it can get, and then maybe I'll try to go for like layers. But at this moment, I'm really happy with how my hair currently looks like. I'm honestly just really happy with these results. And once I started learning more about my like hair type and what my hair can handle, I feel like my hair has never looked as good as it does now. I usually get these results every time I do this routine. Now obviously you have those days where your hair doesn't turn out perfect and your whole day is like literally ruined, but I usually almost always get these results every time I use these products. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video, and if anybody does try out this routine, I would love to know if it works out for you. And as always, I would love for you guys to follow my Instagram and my TikTok. I post a lot more just relatable curly hair content on my TikTok, and a little bit of lifestyle videos as well. And then on my Instagram, I also post a little bit of tutorials, and I mostly post like hairstyles and obviously relatable content. So if you guys would love to follow me on there, I would love to see you guys. And as always, please hit the subscribe button. I would love to see more of you guys on my channel. I love you guys. Have a great day.